Hey guys, how's it going? So I got a quick video for you. I did up a knife, an SK23, and it's pretty close to the vision that I have in my head. As I'm making these and I'm going through from, prototype to the third one now that I've done, I'm getting closer and closer to what I actually have pictured in my head. Because it takes some practice, it takes some testing and some playing around and everything. And I plan on having a couple of different milling patterns. Like one that's kind of like this one that's just smooth contour. So if you're new, this is the SK23 prototype. It just has like a CC contour, concealed carry is what they call that, and that just means that it's contoured slightly this way. So that's the prototype, which is a button release compression lock flipper. And the compression lock part of it is licensed by Spyderco. So that's the prototype. And like I said, I'm on to number 3 so far. And this one turned out phenomenal. So let's show it off. So here's the handle. The handle's been reshaped a little bit. You've got kind of a contour in here as compared to like the notch that's on that one. I got 3-hole pattern here and kind of a 3 slot pattern there. Comes into the button area, relief area. Rounded spine. I don't even know if this is focusing. I finally found my charger for my regular camcorder, so I'm using it. Pocket clip is just a bent pocket clip, but it's titanium, it's anodized. I like bent pocket clips. I really don't like milled ones. I mean, I know there's some good ones out there, but for the most part, I don't like them. So, flips. This blade is S30V. The prototype was CPM 154. This batch that I'm doing right now, they're all S30V. I do plan on offering other steels later down the road. I think I'm going to do 3V, S30V, 1095 to do a Hamon, and Damasteel, and I think that's about it. I am going to play around with some ABEL, but I don't know if it's going to be on this knife or not. So the blade's a two-tone. Put my logo on there. Again, I can't tell if this is focusing through this camera. And then you just press the button to release it. And the button is pretty much flat when the knife is closed. And then when you open the knife, it pops up, which then gives you the ability to press it down to release it. Some guys have been worried about accidentally pushing the button and releasing it, but if you're holding it, in a normal grip like this, it's right in between your finger and your thumb. It's really not in an area that, even like this, it's going into the weak joint there of your thumb, which you're not putting any. You couldn't. I mean, that part of your thumb doesn't have any strength to it. Plus, you'd have to press it down the whole way, and it's not like an automatic, so it's not like it's going to close on you automatically if you press that button. But then it's nice and smooth. So that's the third one. They're not numbered. I'm doing this whole pattern, and that's kind of where I was putting the numbering on the inside. And to get everything lasered, it kind of just depends. Like the first one of every style that I do or model, I'll probably number each one of those with a 001 or something. But to number each one of them is kind of a, if I had my own laser engraver, it'd be one thing. My local guy that does my lasering on some of my logos, he's a great dude. But I hate to bother him. Hey, can you do one logo, or can you do one numbering, and to do a whole bunch up at a time and then not know whether I'm going to do a whole pattern that's going to cut right through where I did the logoing at. I don't know. It's still all kind of up in the air. we'll see where we go from here. So anytime you guys order a knife for me, at least, you know, if I can, and I'll kind of, some of this is out of my hands, but I'm gonna have a custom made sheath made. So it's just a nylon sheath with a cloth interior. So this is how the knife will get shipped. Is it'll get shipped in a pouch. It'll come with a business card and a card of authenticity, and then it'll come with a little sample bottle of this knife care solution. So, and that's what I use on pretty much everything when I ship it out. So I kind of just wanted to give you guys a little. It's great for either travel if you already use that stuff, or if you don't, then you get to try it out and see if you like it. So that's where we are on that. I've got two SK9 knives left. Both of these are in CPM 154. I had a couple guys tell me to hold them for them. They were going to buy them, and then they backed out. So these are going for 200 shipped. But if you want to make me an offer on them, it's the last two. I need to buy some steel. So, you know, if you want to make me an offer on them, I might accept it. Need money for blade steel. Also got a couple other. I still have got some Smock, different colored Smock keys that I made up for Blade Show available. A couple different colors are left of those. These are 75 shipped. I've got some brew keys, $50 shipped available, and I've got some crosses, $30 shipped. So if you want any of those, hit me up, let me know. I think I'm just kind of thinking, but the next version of the SK9, this is just a thought. You guys tell me whether this is stupid or not. But I was kind of thinking a combo. So this is kind of like a brew key on with the blade, round, you know, the top, round the bottom. Put it in a Kydex sheath for hanging on your neck. So it's a little neck knife, no handles, no scales. But, you know, you can open up your bottle with it or cut something open with it. Neck knife. I don't know. I think it's actually kind of cool. And if I do something like this, these will probably be cheaper than these because I won't have to do the handles and whatnot. And who knows, maybe I'll make them out of really good steel like 3V or something, so that you guys can get your hands on and test out a 3V blade and open bottles with it and neck knife. You know, I don't know. It's a thought. So I might make a prototype and see if I like it or not. The other prototype that I'm working on currently, and I might do a whole nother video as soon as I get it completely done, is the SK45. The SK45 is the first knife that I actually designed. The SK23, I came out with it first because of the fact that it was a button release compression lock flipper licensed by Spyderco. I wanted to get it out there before somebody else started doing it. I've never seen anybody else do it, so as I know of this point, I'm the only one that is doing it. So I wanted to get, because it's innovative, I wanted to get it out of the gate first. But the actual first one that I designed was the SK45. And after looking at it, it was a little bit smaller knife, and it had a lot of curves in it. And the curves, if you didn't have a small hand or the exact same hand size as I did, it had quite a few hot points in it, which I didn't like. So I went through and I started to change some of the contours to better fit most people. Now I know a lot of guys said, "Oh, that looks really cool," and it did look really cool. But again, I had made a G10 prototype, and it wasn't as comfortable as it looked. It was just too curvy. So I went back through and did a little bit of redesign on it, and now this prototype is nowhere near completion. I just kind of cut this out yesterday just to give you guys a general idea of the shape and form of it. So no freaking out yet. I don't even have the right screws on it or anything. And the stop pin track isn't cut yet. But so we're looking at kind of this shape. This does a couple of things. It's nice and narrow for in the pocket, which I like. I'm not a big thick folder guy. I actually do have one design that's a big thick one, and I will do it probably down the road for you guys that like that type of stuff, but I don't, so it's not high on my priority list. I got a 3-hole pattern here that curves with this arc here, and then I plan on doing like a 3mm pattern right here. So a little bit less curves on here, but you do have place for 3 fingers here in this section, and then your pinky on the down here on this section. The top of this is going to be contoured so that the blade and the back of this handle are one shape for your thumb for here, and then when it's closed, this shape here is going to be, you know, one shape for the flipper. Might have to bring the flipper out a little bit more. I don't have a D10 in here yet, so I can't flip it to see how well it flips, but it's actually a little bit smaller than I was picturing. That's why you do prototypes, because things in drawings look different than they do in real life. So the flipper might need to be a little tiny bit bigger. I don't know, but we'll find out. Then the back of this spine will be rounded. It is a sheep's foot design. So this whole top and this section here will be rounded. I like my rounded spines. Sorry guys. Backspacer. I'm waiting on, I have an arbor, but I'm waiting on a slitting saw so that I can do the lock bar. This is going to be a frame lock. This is not going to be a button release compression lock. It's going to be a frame lock for all of you guys that like the frame locks. And then the backspacer is going to be the same for both of these, and the pocket clip is going to be the same for both of these. Main reason for that is I wanted to gain a little bit of efficiencies on, so when I'm making the pocket clips and I'm making the back spacers, I can use the same jigs, the same sizing and everything. I mean, that helps me out. So, and there's really no reason to make it different. It's not a bad back spacer and it's not a bad pocket clip. So this will be the SK45. So it's going to be pretty much just a curvier frame lock. It's actually, yeah, it's about the same size. So I don't know, you guys can tell me what you think. I mean, this has got more straight lines because, you know, it's got a straight line blade, you know. So this one's got a little bit curvier sections because it's a curvier blade. I'm actually really liking this, and you guys, again, this is a prototype just like this one, so you can't see the full vision of what I see in my head, but I think this thing's going to be badass. So, and I am taking pre-orders in my books. It's a $100 non-refundable deposit to get in the books right now, and you can pick any one that you want. If you go to my website, I've got a knives tab. I've got several different designs in there. I've got an SK47 that's a fixed blade knife. I've got plans to do a balisong, the SK23. These two folders, I've got another folder, big one that I haven't even started on yet. So if you want to get in the books, they're probably not going to be open forever. I've got a certain number and I'm going to shut it off after that. I'm not there yet, but I've actually got a lot of people already pre-ordering. So, and it's a $100 non-refundable deposit just because of the fact that I don't want to get guys that are kind of iffy or they don't want it, that if they do a $50 deposit or a refundable deposit that I'm going to get phone calls, hey, I want, you know, can I get my deposit back? I only want serious people because I don't have the capability of producing hundreds of knives. You know, I've got the capability of, you know, by the end of the year, if I'm lucky, 30 to 50, you know, by the end of the year. So if you want in on that run, I only want serious people, and the $100, especially on the SK23. All the hardware is titanium. I have to have, I don't have the capability to make this button, so I have to pay somebody to make the button. I've got a lot of expense in making one of those. They're not cheap. So that's why the $100 deposit. Most people take $50, but that's just not going to cut it. So, and you can pick. You know, if you get in now and you want an SK45 down the road, you can pick that instead. And how I'm going to do these is I'm building them. Investors are first. I've got a couple. I got one that I want to auction off as soon as I get it done. But other than that, I'm going through the investors list. You know, they have the first like 20 spots. And then after that is going to be the you know, $100 deposit guys. The rest of the money will be due at the time of, you know, when it's done. And I'll just go down the list. You know, hey, I've got an SK23. Do you want this? If he says sure, what color anodized do you want? You know, that kind of thing. Then after that, once I get the guys that want it in the books, then I'll probably close the books and just make them and sell them. And there won't be no books. That's the goal. That's the end goal. Less stress on me. Yay! So this video is getting long and I'm jabbering. Also, the price on the SK45s has not been locked down yet. I don't know. Somewhere between $500 and $600. Somewhere in that range. The final price on the SK23s is $600. So it's a $100 deposit. Then you'll owe $5 when it's done. These ones, because it doesn't have the extra button and stuff, I want to get this one done cheaper. But as an exact number yet, I don't know. We'll see. And who knows, if popularity goes through the roof, you know, supply and demand, prices might go up. Just how it is. So, alright guys, let me know if you want any of the SK9s, one of the last two that are left. You can make me an offer if you like. And if you want to get in on the books, shoot me an email. Or check out my website and look at the knives tab to get a little bit more information and detail on these. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.